All right, go for it.
Good morning, everyone. It's the one, the only Senor Silverback, the Optimus Primate, the Megilla Gorilla of Monetary Mayhem. It's the one and only V, the Gorilla Economist, with my main man, the master of the flux capacitor, the producer extraordinaire, and the maven on the turntables, turning the knobs and all the different types of wheels of steel to make sure that the flux capacitors and the dilithium crystals are coming out and putting these airwaves out smoothly. And that is the one and only CJ, of course. With that being said, you can find us as well as the rest of the Avengers over at roguemoney.net. Roguemoney.net. That is where we unite the League of Extraordinary Minds, where we bring down the news. We break down the news, the views, and all the information that's important to you. Also, follow us on Twitter at The Rogue Money. Check us out on Facebook, Rogue Money, and Rogue Money on every single podcasting app known to mankind and humanity alike in this dimension and multiple other dimensions. With that being said, also, guys, check out our sponsors, RemainCom.net. RemainCom.net. Get your free risk assessment. Find out what assets you have are at risk and how these guys can protect you. Also, download their free ebook when you do about protecting your assets. Okay, and also if you need to surf the internet anonymously with 1024-bit military grade encryption, check them out. Remaincom.net. They have the gold USB over there, and soon to be silverback. It will be sold through Remaincom.net. Also, check them out if you need funding. They deal with a network of over 335 lenders. They can get you up to 600. That's a lot of Bitcoin, CJ. $600,000 unsecured. You know what kind of a stock?
Roger that.
You know what kind of asset shopping spree I can go on with that kind of money, bro? I can take that 600 and turn it into 3 million, bro. Seriously.
I know. I bet you could. I bet you
Hell
could.
yeah.
In the current market conditions, you can. You
It's the
can.
go-go 90s, CJ, where nothing makes sense. The cocaine is flowing in Wall Street, brother. It's the go-go 90s. And RemainCom.net will get you that loan, whatever you need it for. You want to get whatever investments or assets or cryptocurrencies, or you just want to go buy yourself a house, a brand new Ferrari, whatever the hell you want to do. Start a business. RemainCom.net is the place you can get it done. RemainCom.net, and of course, you get your credit fixed and get your credit straightened out with. If you have credit issues, you can go from a 500 to a 700. Get rid of your inquiries and all the other good stuff these guys be doing. RemainCom.net. Don't freak out, folks. RemainCom. You got debt collectors knocking on your door. Kick them in the balls with RemainCom.net. That out of the way, CJ. What's going on, man? As I'm sipping my 40 ounces of coffee this morning, bro. 40
You know,
ounces.
that's a lot of coffee. That's a lot of coffee, bro. We were talking before we went live. Is that something that you put in a brown bag, or how are you going to carry that thing?
I don't know, player. I don't know, man. It's like, it's I got my 40, you know what I'm saying? I got my 40 ounce with me, and um I told you right now, it's just like I have this brown bag wrapped around, the steam's coming out and whatnot, and it's mad funny, man. Oh man, that's funny. So what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, lots going on, and just thankful for our listeners. It's always great when we start the show. We see so many of our fans be that are waiting, that are messaging in the chat room, talking about lots of things. So I love seeing that engagement. So thank each and every one of you. Please continue to share as Rogue continues to grow. We do have some dynamic things in the works. And as we continue to make progress on those, we will definitely let our listeners know, because you're going to want to tune in right here. You're going to want to continue sharing Rogue, because again, without our fan support, it doesn't happen, V. So just want to thank them once again.
Absolutely correct, Mundo, man. Without our fans, we are nowhere, and it's because you guys were growing exponentially huge. We got some amazing things lined up, guys. When I say amazing things, you guys have not seen. Eye has not seen, nor ear has heard, CJ, the diabolical things we have planned to be unleashed upon media itself. That's my evil laugh, man.
Yeah, and I'm
So,
excited.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Do you think?
No, I was just gonna say I was excited. I was excited to hear about some meaningful, potentially healthcare insurance
Yep.
reform that would truly help every American. I mean, this is, you know, it's amazing that something so simple can make such a huge impact, V.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited that the administration has finally came to a census to listen to Rand Paul after about 3 to 6 months of things that he's been advocating for. So yeah, so I'm very excited about the news cycle and some of the things that are coming out.
Yep. And it's been reported by multiple sources, and we can't confirm this is definitely in the works, man. Unless this thing gets steamrolled or derailed somewhere, but I don't see anything stopping this. Uh, if you can't beat them, CJ, trump them, and that's exactly what President Donald Trump has done. Right now, the main man, he is prepping executive orders to allow citizens to buy health care outside of state lines. That's right, folks. He is right now prepping executive orders to allow citizens to buy health care outside of state lines. This is a direct kick in the groin to the DC kleptocrats. And this is huge, man. Absolutely huge. Uh, Look, we all know that Obamacare is a steaming pile of crap. We all know that. But this is going to, until that Obamacare falls apart and is done with and dealt a death blow, which it eventually will because the premiums keep rising and health insurers are pulling out. This is going to this is what this is going to do. This is going to open up an opportunity for people to get competing health care, especially those people that are in states where major insurers are pulled out and they have no insurance, okay, or they're about to run out of insurance. Now they can go across state lines and get cheaper insurance, causing some sort of competition and some sort of reduction in prices. This is a very good thing. The establishment did not expect this. So this is a straight up kick in the groin, man. So I'm happy to see this, CJ.
Yeah, it's going to be very, in a good way, disruptive to the insurance industry. I mean, it was a very outdated system that the insurance companies currently operate in. If you think about it, our insurance companies, for the most part, are still operating in that same '80s AT&T mentality where you pay $115 just to have a phone line to your home. But think of how much deregulation has helped the telecom industry, and granted, it's been consolidated over the last several years with mergers and acquisitions. But today, to your house, you have a lot more options in terms of your cable providers, in terms of your cell phone service. You have numerous amounts of options that are there. However, in insurance, you're pretty much tied to insurance companies that are confined to your state. And then also it gets compounded as far as the red tape, because not only that, because then your employer is forced to operate within its state that its LLC or its corporation finally is made. So
Right.
not only is this going to revolutionize individuals being able to buy insurance across state lines, this is truly going to allow companies and corporations to go shop, to truly be in the best interest of their employees, to go shop for those plans that may be available whichever state, to say, hey, this plan makes a lot more sense for employees. This is going to provide a lot more benefits for their employees' needs. And the really cool thing about this, V, is imagine this, that doing this proposal, doing this executive order, V, would cost absolutely nothing to the American taxpayer, V.
I know that's the best part, man. That's the best part. That is the best part, and I like that. And there's many other good things that are coming, man. Let's break down that tax proposal, CJ. What is that all about, man?
Well, you're going to get different pieces from about any type of news outlet that if they're predominantly whatever situation is based. But I did just a little bit of breaking it down, V. And when you take a look at the proposal, it really stream. Do you want the ANCAP version of CJ reporting the tax plan, or do you want the open-minded CJ breaking it down?
Open-minded CJ, go for it, bro. We got time. Go ahead.
So to break this down, so what this does is it really breaks down the tax structure. It breaks it down to basically, three brackets, all the way down from its, I believe, 7 or 8 that it currently operated in. It doubles the standard deductions for families. It cuts the corporate tax rate significantly down by at least 15%. It does take away some of the itemized deductions as far as any type of state and local taxes that you pay within your states. That's why you're seeing California and New York, some of these states that were very heavy tax-based states, raised very much opposition against that because they very much count on that. So the tax structure would basically go from 7 and then down to 3 would be replaced by the top earners being taxed at 35%, 25%, and 12%. Now, the interesting statistics, V, and I couldn't find any other updated information, is that as of 2005, when it reports by state filing, surprisingly enough, in all states but one, which happens to be the state of Maryland, do less than 50% of American taxpayers file standard deductions. Now, one could argue, okay, well, that means people aren't taking advantage of the tax deductions, all that kind of good stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But that just shows you right there that for the most part, just looking at that one standard deduction and doubling that for individuals and for families, for the most part, it's going to help probably 50% of Americans right there. It does put a cap on interest paid for your home. However, I think the cap is those that are owning homes, I believe, at $1 million or more, puts a cap on the interest that you can deduct. I don't know about you, V, but I probably know of a handful of people that I know on a daily basis that own million-plus homes. So I don't see the aspect there. There is going to be a little bit of pushback because it does take the lowest tax rate from 10 to 12, which is only 2%. But, there'll be those people that raise, heck about that regardless. And then obviously people regard the corporate tax rate shift, and then obviously some of the high income taxes that are being taken away as basically giving to the rich. So it right now obviously there's going to be a lot of definitions that are made. So V, breaking down those 3 tax brackets, and this is where it gets kind of iffy, because it's going to be up to our legislatures to break down what those income brackets are going to be within those percentages. But overall, it's very far-reaching tax plan. It's very aggressive. I think it takes a lot of things into consideration. However, you're going to get a different narrative from whatever news agency that you listen to regarding the good, the bad, the ugly, V.
That's yeah, absolutely. Great breakdown there, buddy. Great breakdown there. Iraq, in a pincer move, will seek to control the proposed Kurdish oil reserves, CJ. So much for the U.S. plan move. And this move, man, is backed by the Sino-Russian nexus. It's pretty interesting. What happened a day ago? Well, a day or two ago, we had the Kurds announce. Here you have a nomadic race of people that have been nomadic, scattered all throughout the Middle East and whatnot, and some of them even in Europe, have decided that they, for the first time ever, want an independent country. So they announced their independence, had a massive 92% approval to get this independence thing done. This way, they can get those oil fields. Again, this is, coached by the U.S. saying, hey, Kurds, remember us? We left you to die back in 1991 during the Gulf War. Well, we're back, and we're promising you oil fields this time. Yes, oil fields. In northwestern Syria, it's there for you to take. Come on, get it. And then all of a sudden, Russia and China goes to their Iraqi cohorts and says, how about no? Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi announced yesterday, CJ, that Baghdad would seek full control of all airports, land crossings, and oil revenues under the Kurdistan Regional Government by Friday, threatening to seize them if Erbil does not comply with the order. The move is a response to the Kurds' overwhelming yes vote to secede from Iraq on Monday in a referendum the Iraqi government asserts is illegal. Nations with significant Kurdish populations like Iran and Turkey have come out in support of Baghdad, while Israel stands as Kurdistan's lone neighbor supporting their campaign for sovereignty. All of a sudden, Israel cares. Israel cares so much about the Kurds. Oh, man. The KRG is located in the nation's north, and its military, the Peshmerga, played a key role in combating the Islamic State. We will not compromise on Iraq's unity or sovereignty. Iraq is strong. Some wanted to weaken it. They have miscalculated, Abadi said. Oil revenues in Iraqi Kurdistan must be returned to the control of the federal authorities. All land, air, border crossings in Iraqi Kurdistan must be returned to federal jurisdiction within 3 days. Iraq will suspend international flights to and from the Kurdish region if this order is not implemented. What a remarkable turn of events there, CJ, has it not been?
My gosh, I wonder where this was orchestrated from.
If I was a betting man, Siege, I would have to say the man who's playing real 5D chess and who's a 5D chess champion, Vladimir Putin, helped pull the strings on this one, bro.
Yeah, just very interesting to hear the turn of events, and specifically how this is going to be very disruptive. It's going to be that type of distraction that's needed as the Kurds will be manipulated into this. The question is how far does it go? Does it lead to escalation? I believe that the Iraqi government gave the Kurds until Friday to turn over the oil fields, to turn over the airports. Does this end up being another Saudi, Qatar type scenario? We'll have to watch and see.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is this. I think the Kurds have no choice but to hand it over. And the reason for that is this. If they choose the path of most resistance and say, no, we're going to secede, we're going to have our own little party and whatnot, it's going to be their end. It's going to be their end. If they declare Kurdistan, like I said before in my tweet, like last week, they will be absolutely vanquished by the Turks, by the Iranians, by the Iraqis, by the Syrians. And look, the Syrian war, for those that have not been paying attention, it's pretty much over. It's done. Okay, Deir ez-Zor is finished. Okay, and that is what the whole entire thing is. And you got to understand that all of a sudden the Kurds are out there. They're going to get played like they got played the last time around. And a lot of people are like, what does it mean? Why is it all of a sudden the U.S. wanting the Kurds to have their own state? Why? They want a foothold. They want another military garrison in the Middle East. Simple as that. The most secure thing, if you want security, or if the U.S. is interested in security in the Middle East, you will not allow a nomadic race of people that have never had land. They've always been all over the place. I mean, what's next, CJ? Is the 40 or 50,000 Kurds in Germany, are they going to secede and demand a Kurdistan in Germany?
Right.
Come on, it's the most ridiculous. I mean, there's Kurds in Saudi Arabia, in Bahrain, in all over the Middle East. They're everywhere. So it's if you want stability and security, that's the last thing you need. Okay, if security is you know what the biggest danger to security is in the Middle East, the biggest destabilizing force is it's U.S. foreign policy, man. U.S. foreign policy is the biggest detriment to everything. Okay, and look, at the end of the day, Americans would love, the U.S. deep state would love to have a secondary military garrison in the Middle East, because the first military garrison, for those that don't know, is Israel. Israel is used by the U.S. A lot of people say, "Oh, Israel has control of the U.S." No. The American deep state has very, very deep control, especially within the halls of Likud, the Knesset. They have very deep controls, and here's the deal: like, look at the last weapons deal that was done. The last weapon deal that was done in Israel, where the U.S. says, "Okay, we're going to give you this weapons deal, but you cannot go ahead and re-engineer the technology and sell it to anybody else. You have to exclusively go through with us, or the $30 billion in aid that we promise you for the next 10 years is going to be cut." So this is about arms, man. This is about keeping the war profiteering going. The more chaos they can create, the more profitable they become. And they would love nothing more than to create more chaos in the Middle East. If there's a third group, let's say the Zoroastrians decided to have their own country, the U.S. deep state would back them, CJ.
Right.
It's crazy, man.
Anything to continue the chaos and madness. Yeah, yeah,
Anything.
absolutely.
It's all about selling. It's all about keeping the chaos going. While one group is fighting the other, and then multinational corporations linked to the American corporatocracy will come in and siphon the oil and mineral wealth right out from the country.
Yep,
Moving forward,
1000%.
we have the serial dumbass Mark Zuckerberg, who is proving himself to be an idiot time and time again. On Facebook, his Russian ad hype that he was saying that he's going to take down all the ads, all the Russian ads, because there's Russian involvement in Facebook. Oh my God, I'm so sad. I'm so terribly sad that, for me to say that Facebook wasn't involved in the 2016 elections, those ads didn't affect it. I'm so bad. And now all of a sudden, what happens, CJ? What is the latest discovery? All those ads showed support for who? Who do they show support for? These Russian ads on Facebook.
Well, for the liberal agenda, for the Democratic Party, for Hillary Clinton. I mean,
bingo! They showed support for Clinton. That was so quick. I love it.
Ridiculous, so here Facebook, comes out, yeah, we're going to cooperate, we're going to release the information in regards to the ads, who purchased them, and we know that definitely, Russian ties to advertisement on Facebook was a whopping $100,000, when the scope of Facebook has 2 billion users. What does that equate to? Like a nickel or a dime per user? I mean, V, think about it. In the Alabama spinoff, there was like $6 million spent alone in one state. So $100,000 worth of ads for a national campaign is nothing. But then, more importantly, exactly what you said, B, when you break down those ads, guess what? It was promoting things like BLM. It was promoting, the social justice warriors that are out there. So now they're trying to spin this whole narrative. They're like, okay, well, maybe they didn't directly fund Trump campaign, but you know what, V? They were trying to disrupt America. They were trying to disrupt the system. What a joke. What a joke.
I love it. I mean, this is like less than a week after they agreed to hand over everything to congressional investigators. Like, there was like 3,000 political advertisements, and all of a sudden now, what's the second thing that's happened? I love this, man. The serial dumbass Mark Zuckerberg, who opts for a universal income of $15 being paid. This guy's an idiot. He's a fool. He's a moron. Again, he's an out of touch Silicon Valley dotard. That's exactly what he is. So now, because of all this stuff, Facebook is coming under the heat of the FBI. It seems like Robert Mueller's team of prosecutors has Facebook squarely in the crosshairs.
Well, yeah, because obviously it's going to be revealed that not only does Facebook work, yes, those ads and things that transpired, that they're giving that information out, but when you dig deeper, you look at Facebook almost being like a political party, just for the fact that the algorithms on certain candidates and making sure that those populate a lot more on people's feeds. News stories that are in favor of certain candidates, they control that information, V, and it's very dangerous. In fact, I've noticed, and I'm trying to figure out where to go with this, but I've noticed that, when you click on, like if you're on a mobile device and you click on a Facebook article, a lot of the articles that are in favor are pro-America, pro-nationalist. It opens up in almost like a Facebook browser, and then you have to click to open up in Chrome or whatever you choose. But what's interesting enough is that within like just a couple of seconds, when these ads pop up in Facebook that's not according to their agenda, you get some type of weird pop-up thing that occurs saying, your phone has been taken over by this. But the funny thing is, V, is when you read any articles that are pro social justice, pro liberal ideologies, those things don't happen.
No.
So how is that happening? How is Facebook manipulating that data? And the feds are right. They need to really take a look at Facebook and, do their current operating, what their standard, when people join the community, that people truly understand what type of implication, what's that means, how Facebook is spying on America, and then also are they disclosing their liberal ideologies to the people that are on Facebook?
Yep. And it gets even bigger than that. It says right here, Mark Zuckerberg's. This is from the Hive. Mark Zuckerberg's Russia problem is bigger than Facebook, with Mueller bearing down and Congress demanding answers. The idiot Zuckerberg, who in his entire life has given nothing but vague answers to every possible conceivable question. Has anybody even you watch any interview that this idiot numbnut says, or he does, right? He always gives general. He doesn't answer anything specific. This guy's like a deluded little pimple-faced little kid. I mean, I look at this guy's face. I'm like, has puberty even touched this kid? It's I don't know. Oh God. Oh, I love it. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, who called it pretty crazy that Facebook would have material to impacting election in the last several months, however, new fears, including Russia's propaganda machine, blah, blah, blah. On Monday, the Daily Cheese, a.k.a. the Daily Beast, or the Daily BS, has reported that Russian operatives sought to organize conservative protests in the U.S. using false identities created on Facebook, and it turned out to be that was all for Hillary Clinton. This is, I love it, man. Egg on face, CJ. Egg on face.
Yeah, Facebook definitely needs to be exposed, for what it is. I mean, there's certain aspect, watching people connect, watching people get behind, supporting things. There has been some pretty good justicing. So there are certain aspects that I truly enjoy. But however, when the operators and owners start manipulating the information, when they start playing political favorites at their benefits, kind of the same thing that Google was exposed for, that's where it needs to be dialed back in, V.
Yep, absolutely. Idiot Jamie Dimon's at it again, says governments will ban Bitcoin. And laughing ensues throughout the world, CJ. I love it. I love it. You hear this one, man?
Yeah, so Diamond, so Jamie, obviously, who got, nailed just the other day for what? They denied benefits, or someone had to pay like a $4 million or $4 billion fine for that individual. So now,
total fraud is over $40 billion worth of fines that JP Morgan has accumulated. You want to talk about fraud? It's you guys. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so Diamond now is coming out and stated in an interview that basically that cryptos is not currency, that is created thin air. And then when this interviewer kind of pushed him on that, saying, well, in the same manner, isn't the dollar, isn't the currency we use, isn't it kind of created out of thin air? So Diamond's justification, okay, this just shows how crazy he is. His justification of that is creating money out of thin air without government backing is very different from money created or using government backing. So the note on there that says, U.S. Treasuries is what makes the U.S. dollar so dominant, that it makes it the authority to just create money out of thin air, V.
Yep, and my buddy Max Kaiser, who follows yours truly on Twitter, Max has said the only thing that's in the bubble when it comes to Bitcoin is the ignorance. That's very well said, Max.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Is ignorance about Bitcoin. That's the only thing. The only thing about Bitcoin that's in the bubble is the ignorance towards Bitcoin. That's the only bubble there is. Love it. All right, man. So a simple explanation of low gold and silver pricing. May want to take advantage of this, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, there were, obviously there was so much analysis coming over of gold and silver smashing, and you had the Wall Street and everything giving these, well, a very strong dollar, all the rhetoric that came out regarding. And the simple answer is this: is that it's China's Golden Week holiday, so therefore China is not out there doing anything related to the market. So Andy Hoffman, who I know that we kind of bashed at one time in regards to, his whole conspiracy thing. I want to thank him for bringing some common sense to the entire market. So well-known gold analyst Andy Hoffman suggests the answer could be simple as that we have what we have been led to believe. There's no reason that there's not even propaganda meme and why gold has been smashed. The fact is, like other few years when prices collapse, China is closed for the week. So that's the specific reason. So there's no, conspiracy, anything at this point. Maybe a good opportunity to take advantage of it, because once the markets back opened up back in China, which I believe is October the 9th, when the Shanghai Gold Exchange opens back up, we may see some changes.
Exactly correct, man. Exactly correct. With that being said, folks, we're at the end of our broadcast, and we will be back later today. We got Harley. No, we got. Oh, is today the day? Is today the special interview?
Today is the day we have a special interview.
It's at 10 a.m., right?
That is correct.
Perfect. So in about 20 minutes, folks, be back here. We are having a special guest. I'm honored to have her. Humbled. This is somebody who I've met. Just a remarkable, remarkable woman. She is Helga LaRouche. Helga Zepp LaRouche. She is known as the mother of the Silk Road. You want to talk about the architects of the Silk Road? You want to talk about the connections that we have here to those who are on the front line of creating the One Belt, One Road initiative? Helga's going to come on, and Harley's going to come on, and they're going to be speaking to us about the latest developments and everything that's going on throughout the world, as well as the new Silk Road. So you want to talk about an insider of insiders, somebody who's on the front lines of reality. Okay, reality. You're going to get your chance to hear that voice. I'm absolutely humbled. I'm absolutely just honored to have her on. So keep it tuned here. And then later on, we have Cuss with Gus. So it's going to be fun. So you keep yourself strapped in. We got a fun-filled day. With that being said, CJ, we're over and out. Take it away, buddy.